I pull up to the light, or to the stop sign,
In South Minneapolis or something?
and a car was crossing the street, same direction or opposite direction I'm going, and I thought, okay, and I took off, and two guys started kitty corner crossing the street instead of normal crosswalk to crosswalk.
Right. Diagonal coming at you.
And I'm pulling through, and I'm going slow, and all of a sudden, it startled me. I looked over, they were right there. The guy grabbed my door, and he tried to rip it open. He says, "Fuck you, you white piece."
Really?
Whoa. Yeah, I see. Yeah, luckily, I never locked my door, but for some reason that day, it was locked. I won't even work at night anymore. It's strictly during the day. Certain parts of town call, I won't go.
Yeah. You're waiting until tomorrow morning when you're calm and everything around you is calm.
Exactly.
The troops are sleeping.
It can be dangerous, I'll tell you.
It's all in how you present yourself. If you're slumped over with your head down, they're gonna do something to you.
Yeah.
Don't turn your back.
Yeah.
I mean, remember that time I had to come get Scott out of that because they boxed him in and wouldn't pay him?
Yeah. And you went over there and
Went over and got paid right away.
yeah.
I said, hey man.
What's the problem?
That's what I said.
Yeah,
I said,
what is
he made you the key,
problem
right?
here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got the money, right? Yeah. Well, then why aren't you paying them?
Right.
They didn't answer that. I
Right.
said, well, you got to pay us or we're taking the key and we're leaving.
Right.
And they didn't say, F you, white boy, or nothing like
No,
that.
right.
They're just like, dude means business. You
Yeah.
either want the key or you don't. Don't
Yeah.
call us if you don't want the
Right. I mean, I was prepared to send all my guys over there just to make a statement. I'll send everybody over there, and we'll make sure we get paid.
Back in that day,
Yeah.
you didn't call and get no code. You couldn't get no code for GM back then.
No.
So you had to tear down the ignition.
Yeah.
There was no code on the ignition. Well, if there's no code on the ignition, you can't cut a key unless you know how to take it apart and repin it.
You ain't doing that.
You ain't doing that on the road. You need a shop for that. So I told him, you need a new ignition. That's the only way you're getting a key, extra $20. He says, fine. I put it all back together. He doesn't want to pay now all of a sudden. He got an attitude all of a sudden.
Right. Yep.
So I popped the steering wheel back up
let
and
me
I
know.
said, let me know when you want to pay.
Yep.
About 2 hours later, he called and I went, put his wheel back on and collected the money.
It's been a while, but we've ran into other locksmiths on calls, and we used to check with each other. And hey, I'm on my way. Are you too? So we go there. All right, we're gonna both get paid on this one. We'll meet at the same time. We're gonna box them in. We'll decide who's gonna be unlocking the car, and we're gonna make sure we both get paid. Yeah.
We always get the classic clowns to think a magnet's gonna pull the broken key out, or I'll put some super glue on there and put it
glue's
in
a big
there.
one, yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure you have, just like me, been on the scene where the cops show up and they put you on the ground and cuff you till they figure out who everybody is.
Yeah.
No, they don't touch me.
Well, I don't carry a gun like you. I gotta let somebody touch me, especially when they're big and in a uniform and got their gun pulled.
You gotta get the Scotty story where he's doing center point unlocks, right?
I told him that yesterday. Dude, that was
He's
classic.
doing center point unlocks, and they're doing them in an unmarked car, right?
Right.
So he's with the center point guy, and he's with a police officer, but they're not in the marked car.
Yeah.
So they try to go to the front door, knock on it, bang, ring the doorbell, nobody home. Okay, well, I'll start picking the front. You guys go around the back and see
you
if
can
it's
get in that
open.
way.
So he's out there picking, and all of a sudden someone called the cops, and the cops like pull up on the lawn while Scott's trying to pick the door. Hey, you, guns drawn, get on the ground now. So they got him hogtied on the front lawn. He's like, no, around the back.
No, I know, but remember what he said though? He goes, by the way, I'm Kerry, because he had his gun
Oh,
out.
that's right. Yeah.
It could have turned out so bad.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Well, how about that time that I opened the house up and I knew there was a dead body inside? Oh, dude.
That's still the day down.
We walked up to the front of the house. The grass must have been, it was June or July.
Yeah.
And it must have been knee high. And so we're walking up. I see the antenna on the roof. The TV antenna flipped over. I looked at the officer that was with us and the gas guy, and I go, one of these days we're going to find a body. You know that, right? I go up to the house.
That was after I...
And the lock was not picking. I had one of them old bearing locks in there, so I just cranked it out. It was a mortise. So all of a sudden, from the hole in the door, I could smell. I backed away from the door. I flipped it open. I walked out to the side, out to the street as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
And I turned around and I watched. And them two walked in the front door. And all of a sudden, they very quickly started walking out backwards.
You already knew it.
And they came down to me and they were very quiet. I said, well, what's up? And they said, there's a body in there.
That wouldn't be a while.
The body is bloated that high off the ground. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I said, I told you.
I think
Shut up. This gal she foreclosed on the house, and it was just a mess. And the guy bought the house. He had like 8 or 9 sheriffs there, a couple of cops from the city of Edina. And this woman wasn't coming out. Her whole house was boarded up with 2x4s over the door.
Yeah, she had something mentally wrong.
So finally, and I told the cop, I said, just from the feeling of the door, that thing's barricaded. I said, we're not getting in. And he said, bullshit. so he goes out, he pulls out a 20-pound sledgehammer out of the trunk of his squad car and just started bashing that front door. And I'm like, oh, the poor woman is so mentally ill. It's like, come on.
I remember a few of them walking.
They took her off handcuffs, and she's saying, I'm with the FBI. I'm with the FBI. I'm sure you are.
Yeah, she's with the FBI.
She's deep undercover, huh?
Yeah. Too deep.
It was sad.
That house was immaculate.
Oh yeah,
Was it really?
Inside, beautiful. Yeah.
Oh really?
She had a place, the dinner table, the place setting all done up.
It was FBI.
And she had plastic sheets so that different areas of the house, the cold air would not affect the warm areas of the house. It was just unbelievable.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, Vance got bit on the hand one year by that pit bull.
Yeah.
And we had one black guy said, if you come in, I'm going to shoot you.
Okay.
And the cop opened the door, and there he was with a shotgun.
No shit.
He
yeah.
fucking put it down.
Holy
Yeah, dude, it's crazy shit, man. Them are all them people that are messed up, dude. They think you're coming to rob them or whatever.
Well, one day we busted up a gay porno ring. And I'm picking the door, and I barely got the door open, and a naked man's kicking the door shut. And so the cop pushes me out of the way, forces his way in, and here's 3 guys and a camera crew.
Really?
The 3 guys buck.
They're filming the deal?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Was that a Centerpoint deal?
Excuse me, we're here to shut off your gas. You haven't paid your bill.
Stop filming.
I'm Tim, and I'm an automotive locksmith.
That's it?
Yeah.
What? What else
All right,
am I gonna say? I
thank
don't know.
you.
My name is Tim. I'm a locksmith. I work for Stellar Keys and Remotes. Been with Corey. It'll be 13 years this summer.
How much you love Corey?
You got deep love.
Like a brother.
Hi, I'm Wade. I've been at Stellar Keys for 3 years now. I do strictly automotive keys.
That's it, Wade? That's all you got?
I'm Don. I've been with Stellar Keys and Remotes for about a year and 4 months now. I do automotive, high security, fun stuff.
Hang on, someone's making ice noise.
Oh, sorry.
Alright, when he's done, we'll wait. Alright.
Don, what did you do before you came here?
I work for a repossession company.
What'd you do there?
I as well did keys there, but ran tow truck and whatnot.
How did you find out about Stellar Keys and Remotes?
Corey approached me and asked me to know this guy from
Was I bugging you?
He didn't bug me.
I thought I sent Tim after
You
you.
made a couple suggestions.
I thought I sent Tim in to round you up. All right, I'm Corey. I'm the owner of Stellar Keys and Remotes, and been doing this since '96. Started out with a set of car opening tools and a pickup truck, and I used to unlock cars. And eventually we progressed into making keys for automotive, and then it just snowballed from there. And here we are 15 years later, still doing the same stuff, but we got more guys. And in the beginning, I would call guys like him and guys like Jim to help me out and bail me out, and I'd ask them for all the information I could do. And I asked everybody. That's how I taught myself how to be a locksmith. Self-taught.
Okay, I'm Fast Eddie from Fast Eddie's Keys Express. I've been doing it for 27 years, locksmithing. I've been labeled the car open-up king of Minnesota at one point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about anymore. It's mostly commercial, residential, high security. That's pretty much it. I'm very content doing lock work.
I'm Jim. I run All Night Locksmiths. It's just me and Stellar Keys and Remotes is my competition. And yeah, so I used to be a courier, and I was driving around, and I'd see these lock techs in their vans, and they didn't look too stressed out, going from call to call, unlocking a car. I thought, go home at the end of the day, no grease under the fingers, not like a bricklayer or some all spent. So I thought that's for me. So I just started knocking on doors, and It's hard to get in, but if you have a little bit experience at all, someone might hire you, and then you might be on your way.